Well, hello there, folks. Welcome to this video. This video is all about how do you generate maximum compliance and maximum participation in a Zoom online delivery session. Now, I'm going to keep this video really short, sharp, to the point. So you probably want to grab a pen, get read right. What we are looking to avoid is crickets, all right? So a lot of times when people get into online delivery, they face the challenge of, I hope somebody answers my question. I hope that if I throw something out to the audience, that somebody unmutes themselves and responds, right? But in the world of online delivery, we've got two potential paradigms, right? We got the I hope paradigm, or we've got the I create and engagement is up to me mentality, right? So we need to step into the category of I create engagement and I create maximum participation, and I set up the situation or the scenario or the environment that is just what happens, right? So let's jump into how do we actually create that aura of that, or that high performance level of interaction. All right, so let's jump into it. Number one, make that decision that engagement is yours, that you control. All right, it's not something that you're at the mercy of. Number one, I create the engagement. You can write that down. I create the engagement. I create the engagement. You don't hope for it, right? Next, let's jump into how do we do that, right? You want to set the tone and set the tone very early on. So within the first minute or minute and a half, you want to say, all right, let's jump into it. But before we do, everyone drop a yes in the chat if you can hear me and see me. Drop a yes in the chat if you can hear me and see me. Now, the key thing there is you don't move on until you've got a yes from everyone, right? Mary, I've just noticed you haven't dropped a yes in. Mary, can you hear me? Can you see me, right? And you call people out to make sure everybody has responded, right? And by doing so, people realize, oh, shit, I got to participate. Oh, no, my existence matters as a learner. Just like in the face-to-face environment, you're not going to ask a question and then move on, like ignoring whether people have answered you or not, right? So you want to ask the question, wait for the response, then move on, right? So let's continue on with the topic of the chat box and protocols here, right? So in your protocols for your Zoom session, you want to set up the idea that, and like, here's the ground rules. The more you participate, the more you get out of it, right? So that's the ground rule. So everybody participate fully. Next one, if you are stepping away, drop a message in the chat and let us know that you are stepping away. Next, if you leave yourself on mute unless you are sharing, and one person shares at a time. Next, if you are here, be here and eliminate all other distractions. All right. So those are some ground rules that you can set up. Next, you want to set up the idea that no one gets left behind. You can add this as a ground rule as well. Nobody gets left behind. The idea that you are not moving on, you're not moving on until everybody has responded in the chat box, or you've got clarity that everybody has understood, or that you've got clarity that everybody completed what you are going through, right? And the best way to communicate with your people on that is to set up a bit of a key or messaging in the chat, right? So you say, all right, if you're done on that, everyone drop a D in the chat and let me know that you're done. All right, you send people to a break, and then you come back from break and you say, all right, everybody, if you're present, ready to go, ready to learn, drop a P in the chat for present, all right? And that's going to get people to go, shit, my existence matters, right? And you go, oh, Mary, I've noticed you haven't put a P in the chat. Are you okay, right? And you're getting people trained to respond and to reply, right? So let's go into a bit of a key. So you've got D for done. You've got Q for question, and you train people. If you've got a question, drop a Q in the chat for question, and I'll come over to you. Mary, I know you dropped the Q in the chat. Go ahead, unmute yourself, ask your question, right? And you can do that. Next, you can say, drop a C in the chat if you've got a comment, and I'll come over to you, and you can add whatever you would love to say. We've also got T. Everyone drop a T in the chat if you need more time on what we're currently going through, or on the activity or the coaching experience, right? So by getting people to actually take charge and dropping a yes or a Q or a T or a C, you are going to get a lot more interaction. And the philosophy of I'm not moving on until everybody has responded is going to be a great way to create optimal performance and optimal engagement, right? And certainly you can do other things like, all right, folks, we are covering the top 3 characteristics of doing XYZ. Before I move on, everyone drop a 3 in the chat box. And you stand there and you wait until everybody has responded in that chat, right? So this is the core difference of the tactics or the tools on how to take boring delivery or crickets delivery to awesome, fantastic participation, engagement-based delivery, and really have your learners have an awesome online experience with you, right? So I just wanted to share these with you because when I first started delivering online, I had the hope mentality of, I hope somebody answers my question. I hope they respond. And then I'm like, screw that. I'm just going to take charge and go, I'm not moving on until everyone responds. And by training people to do that, they go, wow, this is different. Hope you got some value from this, folks. Like, comment, share. Let's get the message out there as we change from going passive to active and create that massive engagement and create awesome compliance for awesome performance in an online learning environment. And trust me, learners love it, and learners feel like their existence matters, and also how well they do impacts other people, and how well they participate really matters, right? And participation equals interaction. Interaction equals collaboration, and that can lead to great transformation. On that note, folks, thanks for watching. As always, really appreciate you valuing and supporting the channel. It means so much. On that note, see you on the next one. Bye for now. My name is Mark Miles, helping you speak to be remembered and having a bigger impact in your training environment. Bye for now.